Okay, hello and welcome to another live stream from the only source of information you need to not only survive the current apocalypse but actually enjoy it. And I don't know what time is it. 11:10. So probably everybody was waiting for me to do something and I didn't do it, so they all went away. You know what? I need to go brush my beard. Come on, y'all can go brush my beard with me. Maybe somebody will show up and watch this. Oh, hello, somebody's there. Okay, getting ready for the live stream. You know what? I can take this thing off my head. I'm not going to have these dreadlocks much longer. At least, I'm going to have them, but I think I'm going to cut them all to the length of the shortest one like this. And then I'll get my hair cut and my beard cut. I might shave my beard off. I don't even like the feeling of having hair. But it is the look I'm supposed to have. You know, that's what the Bible says. Grow your hair. But this is kind of bad. You know, it's like when I lean over to clean the toilet, my hair goes in the toilet. When I'm working with any kind of tools, my hair gets caught in the tools. And we got 3 people here now. Okay. Anyways, I guess go back here and out here and start live streaming. Is there anything anybody wants to talk about today? Oh, if I get a few people on here, I'll go upstairs and show y'all what's going on. All right, Moto Family says, when I started watching you, you had a short beard and it wasn't gray. Yeah, I think I was in my 40s, I think, when I started doing this. And I'm 59 now. Soon I'll be 60 years old. You know, my house is, I've said this before, my house is collapsing. And I don't care, because as long as it keeps the rain off of me and the bugs off of me until Christ returns, I'm good. I don't care if my house is collapsing. But right now, it looks like my house is going to collapse before that happens. So I'm hoping somebody watching this can give me some advice about what to do, because I called Habitat for Humanity. They were scheduled to come out here and repair my home for me. And then it's like the next week they called and said because of the pandemic they couldn't help me. So I called them about 2 months ago and they said, looks like they're never going to go back to helping people repair their homes. So I might not have an option for that. But I am going to call some other organizations and see what kind of assistance I can get. I think if I call public housing and tell them I need a place to live, that they may send somebody out to repair my home. So that's just another option. But I guess I'll show you why this house is so bad. Termites have gotten into my house, and I have, in fact, I don't know if you can see. Okay, I got to turn this camera around. There you go. See those holes? There's a hole there, and there's some holes there. I drilled those holes a couple of years ago so that I could pour poison down in my walls, termite poison. And the poison I got was $100 for a gallon, and everybody spoke well of it in the, whenever you go online to see what's going on. But I'll show you. Like this floor I'm standing on right now is really dangerous. It's like it's falling through. And in fact, I put all this stuff over a hole in the floor to keep the cat from coming and going at will. So it can't just jump through a hole to get out of here. The toolbox was against the wall, but I had to pull it back because the wall broke free from the house and the toolbox fell through holes. Yeah, you can't see it because I got crap in there. But here's what my wall looked like when I took the paneling off. And I was looking up, it's all like that, the rafters, everything that's holding this house together back here. There's some more of those holes that I drilled for poison. Yeah, it's really soft in here. Let me show you what happened last night. Dangerous walking here. Okay, we're going up in the attic now. Last night, I thought I had killed all of these things, and there's some right there coming out of the wall. Show you what's going on up here. This is what's coming out of that wall. Those are termites. So I'm guessing, I mean, I got to looking, I can't figure out why these things came back. That poison was supposed to last for 5 years. But I got to looking. Oh, there you go. This whole thing is just termites pouring out of the wall up here. But see, there's no holes in this wall. For whatever reason, I didn't drill these out and poison this part. So, you know, I stopped back there. You see where the holes are back there? And I'm going to clean this whole room out. You notice how no one's been in here for a year or two. So everything is just covered in cobwebs and filth. See, I got holes drilled all the way across there. So I guess today I'll have to go buy a drill bit because I can't find my drill bit, and just drill holes all the way across here. And then just pour it in. But it's also, since it's coming out, it's actually coming out, they're coming out of up there. So I'm gonna have to drill more holes up there because that's the rafters. If they eat the rafters and they can stay in the rafters, they can get all the way up into, okay, let me turn this around so y'all can see me. All right, show you. This part of the house, if I could get somebody that could just go up there with a chainsaw and cut this part of the house away and let it fall into the swamp, this part of the house would be safe. But I want to show you, they came last, I guess 2 years ago, they came in up there. Those are all termite tunnels all the way across. And that's like once that's gone, the whole roof's going to collapse. So, like I say, I don't really know who can fix this. My mom has been paying for insurance for my house forever. And I got a big insurance payment for that last hurricane we got. But being as I'm on EBT, you know, I can't have any money. So I couldn't when they gave me the check, if I put that check in the bank, they would have cut off my EBT, and I would have had to use my insurance money to buy food. So anyways, my mom has told me to never come back to her house again. Or what she said was, I'm so glad I'm never going to have to look at you again, and told me to get off her property. And so she hasn't made any calls to apologize or anything. It's like, it won't help for me to call and apologize to her because I wouldn't know what to apologize for. I didn't do anything. But she had told me that these people on the internet are all evil, and she doesn't want me talking to these people on the internet. And I mean, I guess I could just say, yeah, Mom, I stopped talking to people on the internet. I'm so sorry I did that. And then she doesn't have the internet, so she would never know. But she'd probably know I was lying because this is my only life. You know, it's not like I can start building up a social clique out here in the real world because these people hate my guts. And I don't want to talk about nonsense. You know, when I talk, it's like, you guys know how I talk. They're all going to want to talk about sports and, you know, politics and the pandemic and all that silliness. I can't talk about that. There would be no fun in it for me because I'm like, I live for truth. And when I talk to people, that's all I want to talk to them about. And I don't want to talk about silly, made up stuff. So anyway, if there's anybody out there that knows of any route I can take to keep my main part of my house from collapsing, because the back is pretty much uninhabitable. The whole floor is rotted out, and there are places I know not to step because I'll go right through. And the wall, I could actually take my hand and push the back wall of the house off because it's completely rotted. It's just being held up there by luck. And anyway, like I say, I don't have access to my money that was in the bank from the insurance company, which isn't really my money anyway because my mom was paying my insurance. Habitat for Humanity says they're out of the house repair business. I've called the Department of Human services, and they can't help me. You know, I've called a Gulf Coast like mental retardation place and told them about my wife, and the mental health place told them about my wife, and they can't help me with my house. They can't even help me with my wife. Oh well. If somebody don't start asking Bible questions or something, I'm just gonna go ahead and end this because I really don't have anything to talk about today. I don't think. Let me see what all is going on in my life. Uh, well, I told everybody that my mom told me not to come around anymore. She's the only person I know in the real world is like Tonto. Yeah, his cancer is really bad, and I was told. Yeah. Well, the thing about it, I think if I get my money, if I don't want to have any contact with my mom because she's using every opportunity to tell me what a worthless person I am, and she may or may not give me my money, but even if she did, it may not be enough to. It may at least I could probably hire a termite technician to come out here and kill the termites. Maybe I don't know. What of the bride? Is she one woman? I really don't know. That's the revelation, and no, I haven't gotten any estimate on the repairs because I mean it'd be pointless to call somebody out here and ask them what they could do to fix my house because I'm thinking, I mean I've worked on houses before and I know that they've got about $25,000 worth of damage right now, and that would probably pay for the termites and the hurricane damage and even getting rid of the termites. And I had Oh yeah, well, that's one of the things we can. It's like hurricane. We can use hurricane money to pay, or the money I got from my insurance company to, or I can get my insurance company to give me money for like water damage, but termites are not covered. You know, and it's not like somebody's going to come out here and I tell them it's water damage and they don't see millions of termite tubes all over my walls. Is there a way that I wonder if there's a way? Let's see here. That I can keep save, highlight, share, mute microphone. Oh, chat. Let's see what that does. Live chat. All the messages are visible. Oh my goodness. There we go. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's go through this. I didn't know I had this option. I can look at all the chats. Okay. Someone else will love living there. Yeah. You got to push the house insurance. What of the bride? Is she one woman? We'll have to talk about that as soon as I go through all this house stuff. Ah, it doesn't last very long. Live chat. Okay, let's see. Okay, maybe I could get an estimate on tenting the whole building to kill the termites. I'm not really sure if they can do that, but I guess I need to call somebody. All right. Will there be a third temple? Okay, is the bride one woman? In the book of Revelation, every single verse is about celestial phenomenon. Nothing in book of Revelation is about an actual physical person. When it talks about Elijah and Moses, or the two prophets dying in the street, it's actually about the sun and the moon stopping. And the street is the equator or the ecliptic. The bride, always thought the bride was Venus returning to its proper position. There's too many stories in the ancient past about Ashtoreth, which is the moon goddess, which became Venus, the moon goddess. And it seems to me that the moon we currently have is a secondary moon. That at one time, Venus was the Earth's moon, and the moon that we have now took its place when Venus was moved into a different position. And that's why the stories of all of the ancient past about the gods, the names of the gods are always the same as the names of the planets. And they talk about a war where the god Mars killed one of his opponents, and that opponent he killed would have been the asteroid belt, which scientists say is not possible. That was never a planet. There's not enough material there for a planet or whatever. I've given up on the religion of science. I feel like it's just like any other religion. There is some truth, but it's so much lies that it's not worth really following. But all the things point to Christ, not the other way around. Let me go see what all the other messages were. All messages are visible. Okay. Aren't we the temple that Satan wants to modify or rebuild? I really don't know. It seems to me like all of the verses about a third temple or fourth temple. Let's see, there was a temple built by Solomon, which was actually built by Tyre. Tyre was at the time was the Phoenician Empire, built that temple, and then the next temple was built by the uh, Persians. The Persian Empire paid to build that temple when they sent Daniel and his people back. They paid for that. The third temple was Herod's temple, which people argue that no, Herod was simply repairing the temple of Persia, but it wasn't. There was a Phoenician temple, and the king of Phoenicia was called Satan, and then the next temple was the Persian temple, and the king of Persia was called Satan, and the third temple was a Roman temple built by Herod, and Herod was called Satan. So all of the temples that have ever been built there were satanic, and it does talk about a restoration of the temple. So there may be a fourth temple which would be built by the American Empire, and it seems as if that's what they're talking about. And just conspiracy theorist stuff that they've found the old rock quarry, and they've been quarrying rock to build another temple, and they still have the Ark of the Covenant hidden away somewhere, and they still have all of the priest implements, and DNA has located all of the Levites. I don't know if that's true or not. But as far as the woman returning, that woman, like, remember in the very beginning, Adam and Eve were the kings of the earth. They were the fathers of everyone. They were the species, like when the sons of God were placed on the earth. Adam and Eve were unique. They were somehow different than all of the other sons of God. And it seems as if Adam and Eve had the ability to do miraculous things just like Jesus could do after he was resurrected. So I'm thinking that when Adam came back, he was Jesus. And so when it talks about God's woman coming back, that would probably be Eve. So when Venus returns to its proper position in the solar system, as above, so below, it's possible that will be the day that Eve returns in the flesh as a woman, like Adam returned in the flesh as Jesus, a man. And this is all backed up by scriptures. I don't make good, long-winded, scripted videos anymore. Rabbi, as a rabbi, he'll return as a rabbi. Well, they called Jesus Rabboni when he was here, so, when Eve comes back, she would be Rabboni too, which just means teacher. Of course, today, rabbi is like a religious title of the Jews, but that's just because they adopted it. Rabbi just means, it's just I don't know if it's a Babylonian word or Hebrew word, or Greek. I think it may be just a Greek word that means teacher. So, when Eve returns, she'll probably be a teacher, just like Adam was when he was Jesus. Okay, let's get these things back up. Live chat. Was Christ married, being you had to be married to assume the position, right? Well, to be a priest, the priest had to have a position. That was a priest of religion. And Jesus, when he came back, he was not a priest of religion. He was our real high priest, just like Melchizedek was. And he's our real king, just like Melchizedek was. Not that he was Melchizedek. If you're out there watching and you haven't seen my series about Melchizedek, please go watch that. It explains a lot. Explains how come I say Jesus was Adam, and why Melchizedek was Canaan, and why the Nephilim were Uz, and a lot of different characters. All of the apostles were fleshly brothers of Jesus. They were actually children of Mary, Jesus's mother, and I've got videos about that. And it's undeniable. The only thing that makes people believe that they were not his fleshly brothers is religion, because it's in the Bible and it's clearly spelled out. It's just like when Jacob had a whole bunch of kids, and all of his kids ended up being the fathers of the 12 tribes of Israel. It's the same thing with Mary. Mary had a whole bunch of kids just like Jacob had a whole bunch of kids by a bunch of different women. Mary had a bunch of kids by a bunch of different men. And so it just makes sense that the 12 apostles would be brothers, half brothers, just like all of the children of Jacob were half brothers. I'm trying not to lose any of these messages. No, the wedding at Canaan was somebody else's wedding. It wasn't Jesus's wedding. It was obviously somebody else's because they called the director of the feast to get Jesus to. Well, no, it couldn't have been. Jesus never would have been married because in the Bible it talks about how much God hates legal, rituals. He hates covenants, and that humans should not get involved in covenants. And obviously, at the Last Supper, Jesus and Mary Magdalene were rolling around on the floor, and they weren't wearing anything. So you'd think, well, they were together, but I don't think they were husband and wife. And that also is in the Melchizedek series. And that if you go back and watch that, you'll see that it's all scriptural. I didn't just make this stuff up. Have I got an estimate on the repairs? Thank you for having integrity. Sad about the betrayal of people that should be your support system. Yeah, I know that's horrible. I mean, I'm over it because I was really, really worried about what was I going to do about my mom when I start traveling around talking to people because I couldn't just leave my 80-year-old mother here. But she told me to go away and not come back, so that took care of that problem. No, I live in the city, so I cannot buy a shed and live in a shed because they won't allow that. They don't allow me to do anything out here, even though it doesn't look like a family. Okay. John Doe says, get an estimate on the termites, just tenting the place just to kill them. Okay, I had termites at a rental. It cost about $2,500 for an exterminator. So that would, if they tell me $2,500, I'm out. I never get that kind of money. Yeah, that stuff. I bought the stuff, the poison that. Okay, this Jaboom Blue said he got rid of his termites himself. I know I can do it too because I killed every termite in this house 2 years ago. That one wall is where the termites are pouring out now. That seems to be the only place I haven't drilled, and I still got half a gallon of that stuff left. It was $100 for 1 gallon of that stuff, and it's really online. Everybody says it's the same stuff that professional exterminators use. Yeah, well, okay. I think we're done with all the questions. Please write down everything that needs to be done to get an idea of how long and what materials we'll need to do it. So if I can come this summer to help you do it, I drive a school bus. And well, you know what? I have already written down. I'll have to add some stuff now, but I've written down everything. Who was the mysterious person in the garden? Oh my goodness, I don't know. You're talking about when he went up on top of that mountain and he saw a light.